Okay, now we have to start with the third unit, that is producer's behavior and equilibrium. See, in the first unit we studied only about the consumer. Means if you are thinking about certain laws, certain logic, so you have to think from the point of view of the consumer. But from this particular unit, now you have to think as a producer, as a seller, right? Or simply better is you think as a producer, how you will produce the commodities, and now your aim will also change. There the aim was to attain the maximum satisfaction. Here satisfaction is in terms of profit. Your satisfaction is, your aim is to maximize your profit, right? So under this unit we will have various chapters. The first chapter of this particular unit is production. Because to think from the point of view of the producer, you should first know what is production, right? In simple language, production is simply the conversion of inputs to outputs. You put some input, some raw material, you make something new, that is the output, right? Especially in reference to economics, inputs refer to the factors of production, that is land, labor, capital and entrepreneur, right? Or better you call them as the factors of production. And output is the goods and services. A producer is using the inputs, land, labor, capital, entrepreneur, making the outputs to sell them into the market with the objective of maximizing his profit, right? And production means conversion of inputs into outputs. Now see, when we talk about the production, we have to understand what is production function. Like already discussed what function means. The functional relationship between the particular variable and its determinants, right? So it is simply the relation between production and its determinants. Determinants means on what factor it depends or what factors influence it. Simply the determinants are the inputs. Your whatever you put as input, that will affect your output, that will affect your production, right? Like if you increase the input, output will also increase. These inputs, as we said, so it means that production is the function of land, labor, capital and entrepreneur, right? The determinants. But we consider here that the land remains same and entrepreneur itself is the same person. Entrepreneur will not change, business owner will not change, and we also consider that here in the short run the land is also constant, land has not changed. So it basically these two become the main determinants, or the equation of production function is that quantity or the production is the function of capital and labor, right? Depends on two basic factors, that is the capital and the labor. Just take an example. If I want to increase the strength of this particular institute, right? So I do not have the land available, but I can obviously change the resources, right? Or I can increase the time what I spend here, right? Hire more people who can spend more time, or increase the economic activities. But land and the entrepreneur would remain the same. So these are two major determinants, or this is the production function. Now we have to understand that this production function can be studied in two runs, short run and long run. See, short run is a shorter period of time, maybe say 5 years, 10 years, short run. Long run is a longer period of time, right? Maybe say 20 years. But here mathematically we consider 1 year as short run and more than 1 year is long run, right? Or 5 years is long run. Under the short run, some factors are fixed, you cannot change them, while some factors are variable, right? Like you cannot change the land, the machines in the short run, but you can change the variable factor, that is the labor. In the long run, all factors are variable. You can change all factors. You have enough time to change the factors. Again, you can simply understand that under the two factors which we are studying, capital is the fixed one and labor is the variable one, right? Consider an example. A factory working 8 hours a day with 50 laborers and 4 machines and producing 100 units per day, right? Now this factory gets an order of 500 units to be provided in 3 days, right? Understand the situation once again. A factory working 8 hours a day with 50 labor and 4 machines and producing 100 units per day gets an order of 500 units to complete within 3 days. Now, do you think that this order can be fulfilled? Can it be fulfilled? Yes, it can be fulfilled, right? There are two ways. Either I bring more machines or I bring more labor, right? The idea of bringing new machine is not a good one. Why not a good one? Because it is a short term order. I may not get the order again. Okay, so I have 100 unit capacity may be enough for me. The other option is better. I hire 50 more labor and make them work for 8 additional hours. Right? In the first shift, first labor is working, first batch of labor is working, the second one the other batch. So it means I have doubled the labor, right? So production also becomes from 100 to 200 units per day. So it means in 2.5 days I can complete this particular order, and after 2.5 days I can remove the labor. But if I would have bought a new machine, I cannot remove that machine, right? So this is the short run. Here the production is increased by increasing the variable factor. While the fixed factor, you can see machine, it is the capital, right? It remains constant, right? While in the long run, all are variable. We will study long run, talk about the long run in the later on. First, you have to understand in detail the short run, right? One more thing is to be considered, that production is possible only by combining the fixed and the variable factor. Okay, the machine cannot do the work of the labor and labor cannot do the work of the machine. You have to combine. If you have complete labor, then also work is not possible, and if you have all the machine but no man to work, then also work is not possible. You have to combine them. So first we have to understand the various concepts related with the production. First is the TP or TPP. It is total product or total physical product. TP or total physical product means it is the output or the units, number of units produced by employing certain units of the variable factor with fixed factor. Okay, it can be defined as the output produced by employing certain units of the variable factor with the fixed factor. Actually, we talk only in the terms of variable factor because fixed factor we assume to be constant. It simply means that suppose you are hiring 10 labor, then how many units you are producing? Suppose you are producing 60 units, so it means TP is equal to 60. Okay? By employing certain units of the variable factor, how many units you are able to produce. Then next is average product. AP or APP. Again, it can be called as the average product or the average physical product. See, the double P only stands for physical. Physical means measurable, right? It is the output produced per unit of variable factor employed. Okay, means how much output your one labor is producing on an average. Suppose total product same we can take was 60 and the labor employed was 10. So it means on an average one person is producing 60 upon 10, that is 6 units, or you can say AP is equal to TP divided by the units produced, that is TP upon Q. Then next is the marginal product. Again MP or MPP, marginal product or marginal physical product. As we know that marginal means change, right? So it simply shows that the change in output when one additional unit of the variable factor which we take as labor is employed. Like same thing, we can again take the same example. Suppose when 10 labor were working, 60 units were being produced. Now when I have one more labor, 11th labor, now 66 units are being produced. So it means the 11th labor, one additional labor has added 6 units in my production. This is the marginal product, right? It can be calculated using the formula